In this video, we'll be learning the application of the Pythagoras Theorem on the problem-solving questions. So we have got a question here which states that the diagram shows below is the 5 parts A, D, C and D, A, B. So I'm going to highlight them separately first of all. So A, D and C is the first one. This is the first triangle. A, D and C is the first one. Okay. Now the next part we are having is, I'm going to highlight the next one as well, which is DAB. So DAB is this one, and to highlight that D, A and B is this part. So we clearly can see that these are the two different triangles. And they both are right angle triangles. So this is making the right angle triangle over here, and this is making the 90-degree angle over there. It says that now it costs 250 per meter to clean these parts. Find out the total cost of cleaning the 5 parts. So what we need to do is to find out, first of all, we're going to see that to find out the total part, we know that the length of this one is 35. We know this is 15. We know for this part is 35 again. But what we don't know is the length of this one. I'm going to highlight it by using the pink color. So what we don't know is the length of this one, and what we don't know is the length of this part. So once we would know how much is the total length, then we can find out the total cost as well. So I'm going to split the two right angle triangles now. So here I'm drawing the two right angle triangle. The first right angle triangle is like this, which I'm going to draw it like this. And this is A. This is making a 90-degree here. This is D and this is B here. The other right angle triangle is like this, and I'm going to label the sides now. So it's A, D and C. So A is here, D is here, C is here. I'm going to write down what's A to D length is, which is 15 meter. Then this is 35 meter over here. Now we know that this is 35, D to C is 35 meter. And the other length is, because this is a common length of AD and AD is here, so this is 15 meter as well. Now to find out the length of, the first thing we do is to find out the length of BD. So we are taking this right angle triangle. As we know that whenever it's a right angle triangle and we are finding out the missing length of the right angle triangle, first we label the hypotenuse. So this is C. The rest of the letters, anyone could be A, anyone could be B. Once we labeled A, B and C, then to find out the missing length, we use a Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem states that C square equals to A square plus B square. To find out C, I'm going to keep the C square to be remain as a C square, where the other ones would be 15 square plus 35 square. So when you do the calculation for this, which is 15 square plus 35 square, we're going to get C square equals to, the square of 15 is 225, and the square of 35 is going to be 1225. So 1225. When you add them together, which is 225 to be added into it, it would give us 1450. Now remember that we are finding out the length of C, which is this length DP. And what we are having here is a C square. So to find out C, you do the square root on the number on the other side. So you do the square root of 1450 and you will get 38.079. Okay. So we got the length of now DB. Now what we need to find out is the length of the path, which is AC. I'm using a different color and do all the working out with the same color now. So to find out this length now, what we need to do is we're going to see that what's this letter is, because it's opposite to the 90 degree. So it's the hypotenuse. And we always say the hypotenuse labeled to be with the letter C, where the other two of them is A and B. We do the same working out. You see that the numbers are the same if you notice one thing. So here's a 15, here's a 15. Here 35 is on the top and here we have 35 on the bottom. So when you do the calculation, you're going to come out with the same length over here as well, which is 38.097. So I'm going to write it down. You're going to come out with the same length, which is AC equals to 38.079. Okay, and here this letter C represents the length of BD. Now what we have to do is we need to find out the total cost, and for each meter is 250. So first of all, we need to find out basically the perimeter, which is the total length. So I'm going to write down how much is the total length, and based on that, we can find out then how much is the total cost. To add all the numbers now, I'm going to do step by step. I'm using a highlighter now. So what we are having is this is the first length we are having, which is 35. So we're going to write down the first thing is the 35. Now to do for the next one, now we see that how much is the next length now, which is this thing, and that's A to D, and A to D has a length of 15. So I'm going to add 15 into it. The other length we are having is D to C, which is 35 again, so plus 35 into it. The next length we are having is A to C. So A to C we found already, which is same as what we have got, which is 38.079. I'm going to add them together, which is 38.079. Once we would have all the lengths, the only one remaining is the length from B to D, and B to D is the same length what we have found over here. So we're going to add them together into it. So which is 38.079. To find out the total length, what we have got the total length is 161.16 meter. Because the cost of each meter is 250, to find out the total cost now, you do 161.16 times by the cost per meter, which is 215 to it. And you get the total cost, that would be 402.89. So here's the total cost for all these, to clean all the 5 parts then. Here we have got the next question now. So in the next question, you see that there's a rectangle, and the size of the rectangle is, one is x plus 6 centimeter, and the width is x centimeter. What this is that the perimeter for rectangle is 40. So we know that what's the perimeter is. Show that the value of x is 7. So we use the perimeter. So perimeter is basically add all the length of the sides. So adding all sides together is the perimeter. So now whatever the sides we are having, we're going to add them together. So this is now, I'm going to do step by step. So this is x plus 6. So that's, I'm going to write it down here, would be x plus 6. Now I'm going to take another one. This is how much is x. So I'm going to add x into it. The next one is again, because it's a rectangle, the opposites are the same. So this one would be x plus 6 again. And the next one would be, the last one would be x meter. So I'll be using this plus x over here. We know that the total perimeter is equals to 40. So this p is going to replace by 40, where I do the collecting like terms. So this is x plus x plus x and plus x. So we see that we have got 4x. We add all of them together would be 4x. Where we have got the other number is a plus 6 and plus 6. That would make a 12. Rearrange to find out what's the x value is. You're going to get 40 equals to 4x plus 12. You do the inverse minus 12 on both the sides. So when you do 40 minus 12, you're going to get 28 from here. So that would be 28 equals to 4x, and you divide by 4 on both the sides. You get x equals to 7 from here. So this is the first part. It's for 3 marks, where you have to show that x is equals to 7. Now the next part B says that calculate the length of the diagonal of the rectangle. So what is the diagonal is, I'm going to clean all of this. And the diagonal length is basically which starts from one corner and passing through another corner. So this is a diagonal length. Another diagonal length would be starting from this corner and touching the other side of the corner. That's the diagonal length. So this is that calculate the diagonal length. If it's a rectangle, if you find out the black diagonal length or the red diagonal length, actually they both are same in length. So you can use any of them. Now to find out the diagonal length, again, you take a right angle triangle first of all. So I'll be drawing a right angle triangle over here. You can draw it in any way. So I'm making my right angle triangle like this. Now, because I've drawn this right angle triangle, which you can see, and excluding the red one from here, so I'm going to label where is the 90 degree. 90 degree would be here. Because this length is x plus 6 and this is x centimeter, so we are finding out the unknown length of the right angle triangle. So we are finding out this length of the right angle triangle. First of all, we're going to label that. What's this called? This is a hypotenuse. We label it with the letter C. The other two of them is A and B. To find out any missing length of a right angle triangle, we use a Pythagoras Theorem, which states that c square equals to a square plus b square. We are finding out c square, where a is x, so I'm going to write down x square, plus b is x plus 6, so I'm going to write down x plus 6 square. Now we have to open up the brackets. We need to do the simplification. But before doing the simplification from previous, we know that x is equals to 7. Now we are using this 7 value over here. So c square equals to, you're going to write down 7 square. Here, this is 7 plus 6 square. We do the more of the simplification now. So c square equals to 7 square is a 49 plus 7 plus 6 would be 13, and so 13 square would be 169. Adding them together would give us what c square is, which is 218. Now remember that we are finding out the value of c and we are having a c square over here. So what we do is the square root now. So c equals to square root of 218. When you do the square root of 218, you'll get in a decimal. So you're going to write down c equals to 14.76 centimeters. That would be your final answer. And that would be the length of the diagonal then. Let's have a look to the last example now. So here we have got the last example. This is a problem solving question. This is exam question. And what this is that now we can see that we have been given a big triangle. And inside the big triangle, there are the two small triangles. So when I say that the big triangle, so this is a big triangle. And inside the big triangle is the small triangle. So this is the first triangle I see or making on the left hand side, and it's a right angle triangle. Another triangle is making on the right hand side, which is this one, and it is also making the right angle triangle. So I'm going to rub off everything and we're going to read now. So this is that this triangle, the left hand side triangle, which is PQRS, is 90 degree, and another angle which is RQ and S is also making a 90 degree. We have been given the length of P to S, which is 5.3, P to Q is 3.8, and Q to R is 6.2. Calculate the length of RS. So first of all, we're going to highlight the length which we are finding out, which is this length. I'm going to consider this right angle triangle which is here. Because we are finding out the unknown length of a right angle triangle, so we should know the other two lengths of the right angle triangle. So this is the right angle triangle, this is S, this is Q, this is R. We are finding out this. This is making a 90 degree here, this is 6.2 centimeter. Here the problem is we don't know even this length as well. We cannot find out this length unless we know this length. So first we're going to take the left hand side triangle and find out the this length, the length from S to Q. I'm drawing the triangle, the left hand side triangle. This is making a 90 degree here. This is P, Q and S. This is 3.8 centimeter. This is 5.3 centimeter. And we are finding out, the first thing we are doing is to find out the length of SQ. First thing we see that is, this is making a 90 degree. Opposite to the 90 degree is the hypotenuse with the letter C. The other side is the A and B. This time we are finding out the length of B. So we're going to write down here. I'm doing the working out here, which is c square equals to a square plus b square. Now I'm going to write down what c square is, which is 5.3 square. What's a is 3.8 square, and b is what we are finding out. So we're going to see that what's 5.3 square minus 3.8 square, because we are finding out the length of b square from here. So I'm going to write down b square is 5.3 square minus 3.8 square. So you will get the value of b square would be 13.65. Because we are finding out the length b and there's a b square, so we do the square root of 13.65, and this would give us the value which would be 3.69 centimeter. So we know the length of SQ, so this here b represents SQ, so I'm going to write down SQ is 3.69 centimeter. Now we know this now, which is 3.69 centimeter. We are finding out the length of RS. So to find out the length of RS, again, this is making a right angle triangle. We know that opposite to the right angle triangle is always the hypotenuse and labeled with the letter C. The other two sides is the A and B. Now to find out this SR, I'm doing the working out in the box here. So this would be now SR. So finding out SR, we again using the Pythagoras theorem, which is c square equals to a square plus b square. C square is what we are finding out is, where a square is, we label any of the side as a and b, which we did already. So this would be 3.69 square plus 6.2 square. When you add them together, you would get 52.0561. Because we are finding out c, and here we are having as a c square, so we do the square root of 52.0561. So we get the C value to be as 7.21. Remember that because it says that to write down the answer to three significant figure, that's why I'm leaving at 7.21 centimeter. And here's the unit, which is centimeter. So that's how we have find out the length of C, and what's the C here represents is the length of SR, which is 7.21 centimeter. So here we have done the problem solving question on finding the length of the right angle triangle by using a Pythagoras theorem. I hope you have found this video useful in understanding the topic, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.